when this thing starts. Hopefully, there we go. Hello and welcome to Freedom Through Astrology, where we're giving you the keys. And it's freedomthroughastrology.com. I'm your astrologer. My name is Donald Pitzak. There's my contact information and standard YouTube copyright. I apologize for my voice, not the greatest, because I'm getting over a bug and I've been having technical difficulties with my computer. I have shut off everything that's AI enabled in order to get it to run. I wish they would just get rid of that garbage. It's not worth the problems it creates. But in any event, welcome here. And these are the keys to the readings because I do read differently. I read in a way that I believe the ancient astrologers read. First of all, I read constellational astrology, which is more appropriately known as astrology by the visible sky. Tropical astrology fixes the signs to seasons way back in the early 220s AD, Common Era, whatever you want to call it. Constellational astrology recognizes precession of the equinox. Why? Because it happens, and the ancients did talk about it anyways. I use the natural size of the constellations because they're all over the place. Virgo is huge at nearly 49, 48 and a half, 49 degrees. Aries, Cancer are both, either one of them are barely 25 degrees. The signs are all over the place in their natural sizes. I use astrological midpoints because the boundaries that we have are the IAU boundaries, and they're kind of arbitrary. And Athens Shementi did note that there were stars from constellation A and drawn in with inside the boundary of constellation B, and he said that's not right. So he came up with his system. I like it. I think it's more accurate. I do read 13 signs. The missing sign of the Fucus, because if you look at the zodiac belt and you do look at the IAU boundaries, even though I read different ones, you look at the IAU boundaries, you have Scorpio ending, you have this big gap, then you have Sagittarius beginning. What's in between? A Fucus, the wounded healer. The symbol is a man holding a snake by the head and the tail. In ancient times, a snake symbolized knowledge. Holding it by the head of the tail meant you controlled knowledge or you knew how to use knowledge. A Fucus used knowledge to heal himself and then others. We're called to learn the same. So I do use the 13th sign. This is the weekly edition. So these are universal lessons for all of us here on Earth. They'll be happening in different houses, which I do not do in this reading, but have some compassion on your fellow Earth travelers. I read evolutionary astrology, so that says that these are lessons to learn and that we have freedom of choice on how we're going to respond to the lessons. Yes, we are fated to face the lessons. We get to choose how we respond to them. Dates and times, etc., are based on the Eastern U.S. time zone. I'm using my calculations from the software I use are within 1 degree of exact, which is why they're kind of short. It keeps things simpler. I could use something wider, and I've tried that, but it just gets so overwhelming. And if I'm overwhelmed, you're lost. And the software, just for credit's sake, I use Capricorn by Prometheus. Excuse me. Oops. And this is the weekly transits for the week of February 10th through 16th. The sun is in Capricorn, working on character integrity, and it moves into Aquarius, independence. Oh, nuts, I forgot to put that in. And I reviewed this. The moon is Gemini to Virgo, and we notice that the sun is changing into Aquarius. That means also Mercury is changing into Aquarius as well. So we do have the sign change of Mercury as well. And learning to think independently and communicate independently. And communicate, who you really are. Moon, Gemini to Virgo, very steady week. Starts out in Gemini, goes into Cancer, and then we have a long stretch in Leo, and then when Leo's done, it starts in Virgo. So the week is actually, with regards to the moon or emotional self, your soul, relatively stable. We do have the full moon in Leo, and I will talk about that. Our active planets for the week are the Sun and Mercury, with making the transits and the sign changes, both of them going into Aquarius, learning to be independent and authentic. So those are inner planets. The outer planet that's active, Uranus or Uranus, however you want to pronounce it. Learning independence and authenticity. Our power transits, we got two of them from last week. Mars trining Saturn, having the courage, to grow and mature. And Mars is in Gemini, and it's also retrograde. We'll talk about that. And then Neptune conjunct the North Node. Man, I'm on a cough suppressant, and it's making me a little loopy. So just heads up. It works. It's all natural, but whoa. Neptune is conjunct the North Node. Neptune, the planet of inspiration, for your destiny. And our only planet that's retrograde is Mars, which retrograde really means reflection. So it's reflecting on your courage. So let's look at our weekly overview here. Pop myself back down here. And as you can see, this is actually a relatively quiet week. With what the transits ending from last week, the bulk of everything actually is done by Wednesday. Friday's a little busy with the moon changing into Virgo and full moon and the sun going into Aquarius. Wednesday's kind of busy with things ending, plus Mercury entering Aquarius and the full moon in Leo. Otherwise, it's a quiet week, relatively speaking. Okay, wait a minute. I got to get a different decongestant. That's or cough suppressant. But it's a relatively quiet week this week. Yeah. So Neptune conjunct the North Node, and that's as I said a little bit before, Neptune, planet of inspiration. And Neptune in Pisces is don't just do something, sit there, be present, be in the moment. So it's learning to condition yourself to be living in the moment so that you can receive inspiration, inspiration about the North Node. North Node, your destiny and your purpose for this lifetime. So it's learning to be in the present moment, because when you're in the present moment, that's when you actually can learn things best and receive the information and receive the insights. I love talking about reflection, but when you're in the present moment, really, when incredible things can happen. And also understand where the North Node is in your natal chart, so that you can that helps you understand what the Piscean journey means for it. So become aware of your spiritual purpose and intentions for your life. Learning to understand life from a higher and different perspective can lead to greater compassion for yourself and others, and also greater inspiration, understanding your purpose. And when you understand your purpose from a higher level, you gain more clarity and more direction. I think that's important. Now, the shadow here, you can ignore your purpose, and Neptune just gets lost in fantasy land. So part of it can be you can be ignoring your purpose and trying to escape from it, and that's living a life of illusion and delusion. Also, it can be living a life of hype and hypocrisy if you think you know everything about it. There was something else I was going to say. I think that covers it. Yeah. But this is a very long transit. As you can see, it started in the beginning of February. It goes exact this Sunday, and it ends on the last day of February. So this is a long transit. Are you okay, you cozy buddy? Being disturbed by Ghost. He's trying to be comfortable on my lap. It's chilly out here today. But yeah, there's your cat commercial. So there we go. Being inspired about your higher purpose in life. From this past Thursday, Mars retrograde in Gemini in a trine, nice, easy energy to work with, to Saturn in Aquarius. So you're reflecting on your learning and communication. Do you have the courage to learn what you want to learn? Do you have the courage to communicate or say what you want to say? Do you have the courage to listen? Very important there. And Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is maturing and growing in what? Being an independent and authentic person. So is what you're learning, communicating, helping you to become more authentic. And if it's not, a trine is an easy energy to work with. It means it's easy to let go of so that you can find out what is true to you. But if it is, it makes it easy to integrate. So have courage to reflect on your learning communication. Growing helps you grow and learn and maturing and becoming more authentic. And also taking action can help you see your reality more clearly and lead to success. So that's also, one of the nice benefits of Saturn. When I first started reading astrology, Mars and Saturn with lesser and greater malefics, and this was always bad news. That's an incredibly powerful, positive message. But let's get to that the shadow, because we do have freedom of choice. The shadow of Mars is fear, and that can be anger, that can be cowardice. So these can be words that hurt, angry about what you're trying to learn, and feeling frustrated about it. I saw the wounds that hurt, and what you're saying in retro and reflection is like, how can I, it's like, man, what they said really bothers me, or man, I really tore into that person, whatever. But it's not a good thing. And Saturn in Aquarius, you just can feel overwhelmed and frustrated. And in Aquarius, it either acts out trying to get a reaction from people, or it sells out trying to fit in. So, and in this trine in the shadow, you're either just trying to push people's buttons to get a reaction, or you're just trying to sell out, fit in. It's like, I really want to learn this, but if I learn that, people think I'm crazy, so I'm just going to follow whatever, just follow the crowd, do everybody else is doing, trying to fit in. And at the end of the day, all you feel is fake. So falling into fear and becoming unfocused can lead to a sense of being trapped, being someone that you are not. Can also lead to victim mentality, frustration, despair, and everything else that goes along with that. Really dark and negative pick. From Friday, the Sun and Mercury go in conjunct in Capricorn. Sun spotlighting your core identity, learning and communicating in Capricorn, integrity and character. So this is a fusion of integrity and character, learning and communicating integrity and character about who you really are. That makes sense. God bless you. So focus on the work you're doing, learning and communication, especially about your core identity and how it is being expressed. And focus on your personal values. Very Capricorn word there. Values ties right into integrity and character. Learn to use patience and self-discipline to help you make progress in that area. And even though these are like the two fastest travelers in the solar system, it's still learning patience. Very important skill. And the shadow, Sun, stubborn pride. And this can be the egotistical person that's everybody look at me, or stubborn pride can be that person who doesn't want to shine and does everything they can to fight that. So either which way. And Mercury can be the know-it-all, can't learn it all. And in Capricorn, you can feel frustrated and stubborn and just going through the motions and serving time. And this becomes a time of great frustration. So what do I have here? Stubborn pride leading to becoming unfocused, distracted from the work you're doing, can also lead to over-intellectualizing of your situation, overthinking. Yeah, very, very much a shadow of Mercury. And your situation and leaving you to mind running in circles and going nowhere fast. Also, a Capricorn thing here is the rigid mindset and defensive attitude can result in loneliness and feeling stuck in life. So, got the high road, got the low road. Let's go for the high road here. And on Saturday, interesting, we have the moon entering Gemini. Emotional curiosity. Yeah, let's have some fun over the weekend. And I hope you did. We had the Arcade Winterfest. I wish I felt better. I would have gone to it. I did go to the arcade book sale, and I just was on Friday, and it wasn't up to Saturday and Sunday. But emotional curiosity, emotional, wanting to talk with people and listen and be with them. So, and also being open to new ideas, opening new ideas, curiosity reigns, and be open to the energy it provides. This can be an emotionally exciting time because you're open to experiencing new information and new ideas. However, this shadow of the moon is moodiness, and that can be that person that we all know, the drama kings and drama queens, or it can be that person who refuses to express anything at all, like Mr. Spock as an example, that person that you push, no matter what, they just don't express anything. So, and Gemini, shadow of Gemini, scatterbrain, or like too hyper focused on one thing as well. But either which way, the above and below. But being unfocused or distracted can lead to emotional exhaustion. You can burn yourself out here. And Monday, let's talk about one of our transits. So this happens Monday and Tuesday. Mercury in Capricorn squaring Uranus in Taurus. Mercury in Capricorn, we said, is learning, communicating, integrity, and character. And Uranus is you learning to be authentic, be who you really are. And in Taurus, that's providing you with strength, peace, and stability. And squares are challenges that are designed to strengthen you. So as you're working through this, as you're working through this information you're learning about integrity and character, is it authentic to you? If it's not, let it go so you can find what is authentic to you. And by working through that and discovering what's truly authentic to you and facing that and working through it, I'm not taking this medication anymore. By working through that, you can build your character, build your integrity, and build your authenticity. So have the strength to learn and speak your truths. Doing so helps you build your character stability. Doing this work can lead to changes in your own perception, help build your individuality. It can help you see things differently. And the other thing that's kind of interesting here is Aquarius is the co-rule. No, that's skip it. Mind. That's coming up. God, I'm sorry. The shadow here, Mercury, can be that know-it-all or doesn't want to learn it all, and in in Capricorn, it can be the control freak, or it can be that lonely, time-serving, going through the motions routine. And Uranus and Taurus, Uranus can, the shadow of Uranus is not being who you are, and it's either acting out to try to get a reaction or selling out trying to fit in. And in Taurus, it's the lazy way out, it's the easy way out, it's the easy thing to do. Taurus can also be that bull in a china shop, so it's acting out and destroying everything, just to whatever. And the challenge here becomes a crushing burden. The square here is that crushing burden. And so just whether you're, mentally burning yourself out, it's not real, it's not helping you become who you are, and you just get crushed by that weight. So acting or selling out can lead to feelings of emptiness and being trapped in a narrow perspective, or a rigid mindset can lead to pointless arguments and blinding yourself to your own truths. Ick. Monday, the moon enters Cancer. The moon is your emotional self. Cancer, nurturing and caring. It's a time for a little emotional self-care. Do that. It's a good thing. Also, inner work. If you think about Cancer, the sign of the crab, I really don't like the way they named it. I'm sure if I got to remember my history as to why they named it that. There's a reason for it. But it's the crab. It's got that shell. You're protective, protecting yourself. Doing that inner work as well is a good sign, has a good meaning as well. So do that self-care and inner work. Nurture yourself for a change, and look for those who can help you heal. Sometimes you need help from other people. The shadow. Moon can be moody and Cancer can be defensive. It can either, the crab can pull out those claws and take swipes at people, or it can pull into its shell and try to hide away. So becoming defensive and sniping at others or hiding your needs can leave you more wounded and feeling like a victim. Tuesday, we have the Sun following Mercury. So Mercury's a bit of a trailblazer here. And the Sun in Capricorn is working on your core identity and who you really are. And the challenge here, the square challenge, it's designed to strengthen you as you work on your core identity, learning who you really are. Is it helping and can help you become more authentic and find the peace and strength which comes from being more authentic. So accept the challenge of working in your core identity and find the stability and strength that comes from that, doing that work. Doing so can help you realize the important purpose in your life and help you find peace. And finding out and becoming who you really are. Great lesson. The challenge here, the shadow. The shadow of the sun. The sun can be that is that ego, out of control ego, and it's either that star that burns too bright, or it's the star that doesn't want to shine at all. And in Capricorn, it can feel lonely, time-serving, going through the motions, workaholic, or a control freak. And like we said, the shadow of Aquarius is either acting out or selling out, and it can be the lazy bull just trying to fit in, or it can be the bull in the china shop trying to get a reaction. And when you've got that sun, that the sun, that ego burning too bright, and just bull in the china shop combination, that's a disaster. And the square here is a crushing burden. So you really, in this situation, you can really feel, the shadow here can be really crushing and damaging. So falling into a false pride, or you're refusing to see who you are, can be blinding and leave you lost in a narrow and restricting identity. Even losing it altogether, it can also result in being overly defensive or caught up in endless cycles of worry. Very, very Capricorn situation there. Yeah. And Tuesday, we have the moon entering Leo. Moon, your emotional self in Leo. Leo wants to be appreciated. It wants to stand up, be seen, and be appreciated. So emotionally, this is a time where you gain strength, so to speak, from being appreciated, having people tell you what they like about you and what they, what have you. Hey, I like when you do this because yada. That feeds your emotional self. So learn to express how you feel to others is another thing. It's learning self-expression too. And expect situations where you can be seen and appreciated for who you are. So part of it is being self-expressive, and part of it is being appreciated. Very important lessons here. And again, the shadow, we said the moon is moody, and in Leo, it can be the drama king and the drama queen. I want to be seen, and I'm going to make sure that you do see me. Or it can be the cowardly lion. Really wants to be seen, but if they're afraid that if they take those steps, people are going to put them down. So they hide away, do whatever they can so they're not seen. So playing to the expectations of others or trying to hide away can leave you feeling empty, or just that, being that drama king, drama queen, that can drive away the very people that you need to help you. And Wednesday, here we go. Mercury enters Aquarius. Mercury, the planet of learning and communication. You're here to learn, you're to communicate what? Aquarius, authenticity and individuality. So you're learning to communicate your own truths, your own ideas. Learn your ideas, learn what you believe, and be able to communicate those. So learn to think for yourself and speak your own thoughts and truths. Learn what you value and explore your beliefs as well. And this can help you become more of an individual and help you find your own perspective. What is that? And find that those things are very important. But the shadow here, the other side of the coin, because you do have freedom of choice. Mercury can be the know-it-all or the person who doesn't think they can learn it all. And in Aquarius, it's either acting out or selling out. So it's know-it-all who's going to be, play that pompous, know-it-all who drives people nuts, or it's to be that person who thinks they can't learn and just tell me what to do and I'll do it, and selling out and not learning who they really are. So individuality gets sacrificed. So engaging in pointless arguments over trivial matters gets you lost in a maze of meaningless words and ideas, the know-it-all. Acting up to get a reaction or selling out to fit in has you losing your own truths or denying them. So that's something to be very careful of there as well. Wednesday, we also have the full moon in Leo. This is interesting. We have the sun in Capricorn. So learning integrity and character in the moon, expressing yourself in Leo, wanting to be appreciated. So this, and an opposition here is a time of reflection and balance. So a point of reflection, are you being appreciated for who you are in the terms of your character and your integrity? Or balance, or make sure you balance the work there too. Balance the work you're doing on integrity and let people appreciate you for it as well. Are you accepting that appreciation? And how can that, because let's remember, the moon represents your emotions, emotion, energy and motion. That's what fills your fuel tank, so to speak. So reflect, are you allowing people to appreciate the work that you have done? And is that fueling you to move it to higher level? So let's see what I have here. Balancing need for achievement, desire to feel appreciated. Balance the need for achievement, the desire to feel appreciated. You need both of them. And reflect on the work. Do you feel appreciated for your achievements? Are people recognizing them? And if not, why not? Are you doing them so that people can see them? So let's see. Yeah, what else do I have here? Look at the work you're doing. Your identity. Can others see it? Be appreciated. Can be healing. Yeah. Moon can, your emotional healing. Yeah, I like it. The shadow. And we talk about the ego of the sun shining too bright. Everybody look at me, or not bright at all. Don't want to be seen. And the shadow of Capricorn, that control freak, worry, workaholic, time serving, going through the motions. And the moon in Leo is that drama king or drama queen or the cowardly lion who wants to be seen but won't. And here we get that tug of war. It's not a time of balancing. It's that tug of war, struggle. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. You can't have both. You can only have one. Which one are you going to have? Are you going to do the drama king, drama queen, or are you going to work on your... It creates a big mess. So pretending everything is okay can lead to becoming mechanical or lifeless or becoming a control freak and the drama queen. Either leads to feeling drained and exhausted. This full moon will either leave you feeling energized from being appreciated or exhausted, feeling exhausted and burned out because you weren't. And after all that, Thursday, the 13th, take a breath, remember to exhale, repeat. We do have, the only transits we have right now going on is just that Neptune North Node routine. So enjoy that. Friday, the sun enters the Aquarius. The sun, your core identity, the ego. And yes, you came here to learn how to have a healthy ego. I'm not one of these people who will tell you you came here to destroy the ego. You came here to learn how to have a healthy ego. If you don't like the word ego, use the word personality instead, because in my world, they're kind of synonymous. So, and so the sun here is learning authenticity and individuality, because that's what Aquarius is all about. You learning who you truly are at your core level. So here we go. Learn who you are, yeah, and focus on your core identity and being true to who that person really is. You're learning who you. This is a time. Aquarius season with the sun is time for you to learn who you really are at heart. Learn to defend yourself against manipulations and criticisms of others. People aren't going to like it. That's their problem, not yours. Interesting thing about Aquarius, people, people call it the water bearer, because the symbol is of a man holding a water jug and pouring it out. But the symbol there is actually of two snakes in parallel knowledge. So you have your own knowledge and you're aware of everybody else's, but they're parallel. And sometimes they're not going to intersect, and that's an okay thing. Okay, tangent over. The shadow here, we do know the sun could be very egotistical, trying to burn too bright, or not shine at all, being that dark star or black hole that kind of sucks the life out of everybody around you. And in Aquarius, it's not being who you really are. It's either acting out to get a reaction from people, pride burning bright, or selling out trying to fit in, that dark star that doesn't want to be seen. So acting up to get a reaction or selling out is missing the opportunity to become who you really are. Also, defending trivial things and losing valuable things misses the point of this altogether. It is possible to be blinded to your own identity. It's possible for you not to learn who you really are during this time. So, key thing, learn who you are. That's Friday. Friday, the moon also enters Virgo. Like I said, the moon, your emotional self, wants to improve and get better. So this whole weekend really is going to be about self-improvement, listening to others, paying attention to others, coming up with plans. Virgo likes to plan things out. So it's a time to improve yourself. Look to see where you need to gain more skills. Look to teachers who can help you. Pay attention. Pay attention to those who are giving you advice. They can be people who are they're there to help you, and if you listen to them, you can learn valuable lessons. Now, the shadow we said is moodiness, and the shadow of Virgo is perfectionism and unrealistic standards and unrealistic expectations. So you have this moody person who's drowning themselves and trying to be someone that they're not. And Virgo is particularly about, I like to say Virgo is about skills. Oh, that's right. Shadows in the other room scratching, and I got a plate there. So falling into worries that you can't improve or there's too much of a burden improving or playing a know-it-all can leave you falling further behind. So instead of improving, you actually slip away. Okay, that's just shadow. So there we go. And on Saturday, take a breath. Remember to exhale, repeat. And on Sunday, take a breath. Remember to exhale, repeat. This is an unusual week, again, but the main ruling planet of the week, aside from Neptune being present, is Uranus, the planet of let's do something silly. So there you go. That's the week in a nutshell. I hope you appreciate that. Thank you for putting up with me and my medicine issues. Oh, jeez. Blah. Do follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And these guys here are making billions of dollars off your data, and you ain't getting a whole lot of it, honestly. There is the digital soul space, privacy focused. There is a strong, I'm on there with astrology. We have another 13 sign astrologer. And we also have all sorts of other spiritual practices, people who work with oracle decks and tarot, crystals, essential oils, Wicca. Can't remember what else is on there. There's Native, First Nations, Native American, shamanism, and the various traditions. It's a spiritual network. Troll free zone as well. Great place to be. Okay, before I totally tune out here, readings and packages website. Okay, just updated Google. Here we go. Go to the website and after you're done with all that, first set of keys is the birth chart, which is your birth contract, who you came here to become. And I call it the karmic chart or past life reading. If you believe in past lives, your chart does tell you information about the karma that you came here to heal and how to heal it. If you're not a past life person, you still have the North and South Node, there's special lessons. I respect that. Quick pick combines them into both. Second set of keys I give you is the horoscope, the life cycle, which looks at the planets where they are, the outer planets, Jupiter through Pluto, Chiron, and the nodes of the moon, all the slow movers basically, and where they are in relation to where they are on the birth chart. That gives you a ton of information, and it's amazing what that offers. We'll do the yearly horoscope, but it's not January. I can do it whenever you want. I have Jewish friends who like to do it around the Jewish New Year. I have Celtic friends who like to do it the day after Samhain, which we know is Halloween. I have people who are First Nations that their New Year actually starts at the midwinter solstice, and then I have friends who start their New Year on January 1st, and people who do it at the spring equinox. Starts when it starts for you. Quarterly horoscope, which is 3 months, and then the monthly horoscope. I like to do it new moon to new moon, but there are people who want to do it first day of the month, last day of the month. But those are the horoscopes. These are individual readings, and I do offer packages which bundle these together and have a 10% discount built in. And up at the top of the page, you click on subscribe. It takes you to this page, and it gets you to the newsletter, where you get a once a week news email from me with a summary of the major events, astrological insights, exclusive subscriber only discounts and offers, and information live events and appearances. Dyslexia is kicking in. All right, better get through this. If you click on blog, that's where you find my writing, the weekly forecast, and I take some of the transits a little bit deeper. If you want to order a reading, click on services, choose your reading. What I will send you is a recording of my interpretation. Then when we get together for your actual meeting, so you're going to get the reading, your recording of it, and then you're going to be able to watch it, make notes, and then when we get together, you'll get a code, you'll go on to scheduling, you'll schedule your time, and we'll sit down and have a one-on-one where you get to ask questions and getting clarification. And the feedback I've been getting from people is that has been incredibly powerful. So all my readings are available here, from the Quick Six, which gives you like a rundown, birth chart, the karmic chart, and the various horoscopes. Or if you've got an astrology question, I do have consultations. Pick your times and we go there. Close this out. Maybe that'll help my system run better. Slideshow, current slide. So do follow me on social media. Hello. Like, follow, share, thank you. Sign up for the newsletter. And remember, in the visible sky, your life changes. Thank you very much. Have a good week. I do apologize for trying to do this under the influence of this medication, but it's just a cough suppressant just so I can actually talk. Thank you very much. Have yourself the best week possible.